Hi there, I'm Savannah, and today I'm going to teach you how to do forward wrist rolls and backward wrist rolls with a lightsaber. It's going to look a little something like this. Let's get started. Hi guys, so I'm going to teach you how to do forward and backward wrist rolls today, and just before we get into it, I want to show you how to hold your lightsaber. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to find the balance point of whatever I'm using. For my lightsaber, it's about here. I'm going to be grabbing slightly below that balance point. For me, the comfortable place for me to hold it is going to be right at where the blade meets the handle. So would I technically chop my fingers off? Yes. Is it real? No. And trust me, it is worth the lost fingers because you're going to look just that much more fluid. If you hold it way down here, you're going to be fighting the weight of the blade, you're going to be fighting the weight of the handle, you're going to be fighting the momentum, your arm is going to get tired, you're going to strain your wrist. So hold it at the choke point on your lightsaber. If you have a sword, obviously you want to hold it as close to the blade as possible. I'm going to be holding my lightsaber in a neutral position, so the end of my lightsaber is pointed towards the sky. The next thing I'm going to do is point it forwards, and then I'm going to open my hand. And if you can see, I am literally only using my thumb and my pointer finger to hold this in place. I don't have a death grip on it. I'm not wrenching my shoulder. I'm not wrenching my elbow. They are in the exact same place that they were before. The only thing that has changed is I have opened my hand. If I were to be doing this for real, I would want to keep my hands curled just so that it's more efficient when I bring it back around. But if you are just learning this and you are having trouble keeping that in mind, then go ahead and open your hand flat all the way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my thumb, and that is going to bring the end of the saber behind me. I'm then going to point it back towards the sky and back in front. Open and relax my hand, bring it behind me, back towards the sky. Now that you have the basic move down, let's just practice together and we'll speed it up. So I'm going to start pointing at the sky, in front, down, behind, sky, in front, down, behind, sky, in front, down, behind, and then we're just going to keep pushing it. And I'm using my fingers. Once I've come to the neutral position again, I'm just giving it a little push with my fingers here to force the blade forward, and that's how you can connect it together. So you're not just doing this, stop, push again, stop, push again, stop. So every time you reach about the neutral position, or when it's between the neutral position and pointing forwards, you're going to want to give it that little push with your fingers, and that's going to allow you to string these together and do multiple wrist rolls in a row. Forward wrist rolls and backwards wrist rolls are two of the most fundamental moves you can learn, and I cannot emphasize this enough. You should start with these before you start with anything else, because it doesn't matter what move you're doing, you are pretty much going to be building off of this one fundamental skill. So make sure you're comfortable and make sure you're fluid before you start doing anything else, and all of your moves are just going to look that much better. My last piece of advice for you is practice with your non-dominant hand. And I'm a righty. My non-dominant hand, my left hand, I probably practice twice as much on my left as my right, because I'm already fairly comfortable with my right. You know, I know what I'm doing, I'm used to using it every day, but if you really want to build that mind-body connection, practice with your non-dominant hand so that it looks just as fluid and just as smooth as it does with your dominant hand. And that's not just so that you get used to using your body and, you know, throwing the lightsaber around in ways that you maybe aren't so familiar with, aren't so comfortable with, and building that mind-body connection. It's also because if you know how to do it on your left hand and your right hand, it opens up a huge range of options for you in terms of stringing together combinations, changing direction, changing momentum, transitions between different moves. All of that relies on being able to use your left as equally as your right, or almost as equally as your right. So yeah, just practice on both sides, and I promise you, you are going to see so much improvement, and it's just going to give you a lot more options. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you guys are comfortable now with your forward wrist rolls and your backwards wrist rolls. If you're not, leave a comment down below and explain what you're having trouble with, and I will do my best to get back to you and give you advice, give you tips. Hit that like and subscribe button, all of that good stuff, and thank you guys. I will see you next time.